Thank you for introduction. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining my presentation. My name is Ryosuke, and I'm from Japan. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to a new approach to data analysis, PandasAI, by combining the popular Python library Pandas with powerful large language models like ChatGPT. So, okay, my name is Ryosuke TANNO. My job is software engineer or data scientist and telecommunications company in Japan. So, my first visit Philippines for a first time. So, love Shinika. It's very Shinika. We love Shinika. So, thank you. Tomorrow, I will go to Tar volcano. Okay, so very happy. Okay. In this presentation, I want to cover three main objectives. First, understand Pandas AI, what it is and why it's unique. Second, learn about interactive data analysis, how you can perform queries in a conversational style. Finally, explore how LLMs fit into data analysis, seeing where ChatGPT or other models can make a difference. One key takeaway I want you to have is that with PandasAI, you can shift your focus from writing manual script to simply asking questions about your data. This opens up data analysis to a wider range of team members who might not have extensive programming skills. Next, let's see the agenda. Here's our agenda for today. First, introduction and context. We'll discuss the background of the data analysis and the common challenges. Second, PandasAI overview and key features. We'll dive into what PandasAI is, how it works, and its main concept. Third, tips and best practice. We'll talk about advanced usage, security, and potential pitfalls. Finally, wrap up. We'll summarize key points. First, introduction and context. Before we start talking about PandasAI, let's briefly clarify what data science is. Data science is often described as a combination of three main areas. First, statistical or mathematics for analyzing patterns and drawing inferences. Second, programming or computer science. Finally, domain expert for understanding the context of the data and making actionable insight. Data scientists need to visualize data, run experiments, build models, and effectively communicate the findings. In many organizations, data science teams work closely with business units to solve real-world problems, whether it's optimizing sales, predicting inventory, or personalizing marketing strategies. So before we jump into PandasAI itself, let's understand the common framework that helps structure data analysis tasks. The CRISP-DM framework outlines six strategy approaches. The first, business understanding. Second, data understanding. Third, data preparation. Fourth, modeling. Fifth, evaluations. Finally, deployment. Why is this important? Because when we use tools like PandasAI, we still need to be aware of the bigger picture. PandasAI can help with data exploration and basic modeling steps, but it's a part of a broader circle where we define objectives, validate results, and implement them. Let's show some common challenges people face in this process, which often motivated the usage of a tool like PandasAI. Despite the structure approach, organizations face several obstacles. First, technical skills gap. Not everyone is comfortable with SQL or Python. This creates bottlenecks when analyzing data. Second, time constraints. So business teams often need results immediately, while traditional coding and QA can be slow. Third, communication barriers. So data scientists and business stakeholders speak different languages. So translating business questions into analytical tasks isn't always straightforward. So these challenges can delay project and reduce the impact of data insights. So PandasAI aims to mitigate these issues by allowing you to ask questions in natural language, letting the system handle the technical complexity behind the scenes. Let's look at the scenario that illustrates how PandasAI could help when you are suddenly tasked with urgent data questions. Is this me in the past? So suddenly you are being transferred to the data analysis department. So background setting, you are field representative for a data analytics consulting firm. You have been assigned as an analyst for a data analysis project in the retail industry, like Walmart. So you need to work with the CEO of the client. You have one hour to answer the following questions from the client. So you are my boss. Sorry to be so quick, but the client is asking me to answer the following. I hear you are Python specialist. So if you can use Python, that means you can do analysis as well. So best regard. Okay. So my subject, I want to divert the know-how of a store that is performed. A fish store has the largest sales, or fish stores have large fractions in sales, or and so on. So data engineer said, so this is the architecture of the data analysis infrastructure. I made it so that you can analyze the data interactively using LLM, even if you don't have analytical soft skills. Don't worry. Okay. So why is natural language analysis a game changer in terms of usability? Let's explore that next. Very traditionally, you would need to write SQL queries or Python script. Second, understand table schemas and join conditions and data types. Finally, interpret the results in a technical format. So with natural language analysis, you just face your questions the way you think. So for example, Pitch Store has the highest sales. So second, the system handles the technical aspect, such as forming the correct query, and you get the result quickly. This not only saves time, but also makes data analysis more accessible to managers, marketers, or anyone who lacks programming expertise. They can ask direct business questions without worrying about the syntax, so SQL or Python. Let's see how that bridges the gap between data teams and business stakeholders. Natural language analysis helps with speed. So quick response to business queries. And second, empowerment. Let non-technical teams run their own analysis. Third, better communication. So reduce misunderstanding between data team and decision makers. Ultimately, it limits a layer of translations instead of we need to write an SQL join. Business users can directly ask which regions are underperforming. This faster, more data-driven decision across the entire organization. So let's see a very simple example. You can ask the same question in natural language. For example, so you can ask simple question in natural language. Which store has the largest sales? Or in Japanese, 売り上げが最も大きいのはどの店ですか? And Philippines languages, I can't speak Philippines. So PandasAI will interpret these queries and return the appropriate answer. This is very convenient, isn't it? Don't Python, don't SQL query, language into PandasAI result. I get it. So next, PandasAI overview and key features. So do you know pandas? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Let's briefly review what pandas itself is. Since PandasAI extends its functionality, pandas is a Python library designed for data manipulation and analysis. It provides a powerful data structure called a data frame, which is essentially a two-dimensional labeled data structure with columns that can be different types. Some key features include reading data from various formats, CSV, Excel, SQL database, and so on, and data transformation using filter, grouping, and pivoting, and visualization support for quick plots using built-in methods. If you have worked with Excel or any tables-based data, PandasAI is a natural progression in Python for more scalable and programmable data tasks. Building on top of PandasAI adds the layer of natural language interaction. So let's see how that works. So PandasAI is an open source library that integrates ChatGPT or other LLMs, such as Bamboo LLM or an Azure OpenAI and so on. Okay. With Pandas data frame key points, 3 key points. So natural language queries. You can ask questions like, show me the average sales per region for the last quarter without writing explicit code. Second, automated code generation. Under the hood, PandasAI converts your question into Python or SQL, execute it, and return results. So third, visualization. It can also produce charts or graphs by generating matplotlib code. Because it's open source, you can try it out for free with an API key from OpenAI or with other compatible language models. Let's summarize the main feature before diving into the detailed components. Some core functionalities include five key points. First, natural language queries. So ask questions in plain English or Japanese or Philippines and so on. Second, data visualization automatically generates plots with matplotlib or similar. Third, data cleaning. It can suggest ways to handle missing data. Fourth, feature engineering. It can purpose new column or transformations. Finally, data connectors, CSV, Excel, PostgreSQL, and so on. So PandasAI essentially serves as an AI-powered layer on top of Pandas, allowing you to do much of your data exploration without manually writing code. So this drastically reduces the learning curve for the task. Now let's look at how PandasAI is structured and under the hood with its three main components. PandasAI consists of smart data frame for single table interactions. Second, smart data lake for multi-table or multi-source data. Third, agent. It manages the conversation state and context across multiple queries. So each component handles different scenarios, whether you have one data frame or need to join and query multiple data frames. The agent allows for multi-turn queries, asking follow-up questions without repeating context. So smart data frame is the simplest component in PandasAI. If all your data lives in a single Pandas data frame, you don't need to worry about joining multiple tables or combining different data sets. Let's say you have a CSV containing daily sales per country. By passing the data frame to smart data frame, you can simply ask in plain English or natural language, show me the top 5 countries by total sales. The library then generates the necessary Python code, sort the data, and returns the top 5 rows. This makes queries very straightforward for anyone who wants quick insights from a single dataset. Now, if you are dealing with multiple tables or data sources, you need a more advanced approach, which is via smart data lake. In many real-world cases, data is split across multiple files or tables. For example, you might have store information in one CSV, sales transaction in another, and employer records in a database table. So Smart Data Lake allows you to load each dataset into its own data frame, then run a single natural language query to combine them. If you ask who is the highest paid employee in the sales department, Smart Data Lake merges the relevant data under the hood to give you the answer. No manual joining logic required. Now that we have covered single table and multi-table scenarios, let's see how PandasAI handles conversation flow and follow-up questions using the agent component. In real conversation, you don't repeat all the details every time you ask follow-up questions. The agent in PandasAI mimics this human-like interaction. It keeps track of prior queries and answers, allowing you to dig deeper without starting from scratch. For instance, if you say, show me the top 5 performing stores, and then ask which one of these has the most stable weekly sales, so the agent uses the context from the first query to filter the second one automatically. This makes your analysis feel more natural and efficient, especially when exploring large dataset. So PandasAI essentially acts as a middleman between you and the data. Your human-readable questions is converted into a technical command that can run in Python. For instance, plot the monthly sales trend, might become 10 or 15 lines of Matplotlib code. You never see this code unless you want to. You simply receive the chart. This automation dramatically speeds up explanatory data analysis and is especially helpful if you are not fully comfortable writing Python or plotting libraries from scratch. So I introduced chips and best practices. Let's talk more concretely about how PandasAI handles the risk of malicious code generation. When you start using PandasAI, there are few advanced considerations to ensure smooth operations. First, log management, how to delete logs. So by default, PandasAI can produce verbose logs, many logs. So you might want to set logging to warning or error in production to avoid large logs, unnecessary logs. Second, whitelisting. PandasAI restricts imported modules to a predefined list. Third, controlling randomness. If you need stable, repeatable outputs for testing or production, so set temperature equal 0. If you want more creative or explorative answers, increase the temperature. Finally, privacy enforcement. If your data is very sensitive, you can configure PandasAI to only send column name to the LLM. One of the biggest concerns with AI-generated code is security. So, for example, someone might prompt the system to extract credentials or run harmful commands. So PandasAI addresses their risk by restricting what modules can be imported. By default, it won't allow OS or other system-level libraries unless you explicitly add them to a whitelist. This significantly reduces the attack surface. However, it's not a silver bullet. In highly sensitive environments, you should still consider running PandasAI in a sandboxed environment, monitoring logs, and periodically reviewing the generated code. If you do need additional libraries for advanced analytics, you can register them in the whitelist config, but be mindful of the security implications. So another key aspect of controlling AI output is determinism. Let's see how you can ensure reproducible results or dial up creativity by tweaking a few parameters. Controlling how the AI responds is crucial for different strategies of your project. During development or debugging, consistent output makes it easier to test and refine your queries. You don't want the AI to give slightly different answers every time you run the same prompt. Hence, a low temperature like 0 is perfect. So, wrap up. Okay. Today we show how PandasAI enables natural language data analytics, reducing the burden of manual coding. We also looked at how the agent tracks conversational context, how smart data frame succinct table scenarios, and how smart data lake handles multiple data sources. So lastly, here are some useful resources and differences if you wish to explore further. You can find detailed guide and documentation at the Pandas and PandasAI official website. Additionally, we recommended checking our colleagues' comprehensive summary of LLM. Oh, thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you so much for that very insightful talk, Mr. Ryosuke Tanno. Now we have some time to entertain some questions on the talk. You may approach our mic stand here, and you may ask your questions if you do have any. So feel free.
Hello. Thank you, Yosuke, for the wonderful talk. So my question is, in the various agents, can we modify or change the system prompts for that?
System prompt.
Yes, for the various agents. For example, for the code generation agent or the table understanding agent, are we able to change the configuration for the system prompts for that?
Okay. So, okay, system prompt is changed. Okay. So, you you can yeah なんて言うんだろうokay system prompt so it's okay sorry okay.
Okay, so I'll just ask an easier question. So can we switch the LLM to, for example, Claude or Llama instead of ChatGPT?
Yes. For example, Azure OpenAI or OpenAI API or Bamboo API or and so on.
Okay, thank you.